Hello everyone, and now welcome to game 2 in a series. JN is currently down 1-0. Agent has taken or dealt the first blow in this series as we are now moving on into game 2. JN spawning as the red human player here at what I will call the 11 o'clock position. Meanwhile, Agent spawning as the brown human down over here. So Agent versus JN here on Turtle Rock should be an interesting human versus human matchup. Some players or some viewers out there had told me that this particular game is one that is very entertaining, and hopefully they do not disappoint. Now, human versus human on Turtle Rock. Looking forward to what will be coming out in this series and what the strategies will be. Most likely we are going to see very similar builds at least to open up with, and then we may start to at least see some deviation once we get into heroes. I do believe Archmage is perhaps the strongest particular opening just because it gives human players the option to go casters. The problem is anytime that you try to lead a human army of casters without the Archmage and the lack of the Archmage and the lack of the Brilliance Aura really makes those casters run out of mana far too quickly. A level 4 Archmage gives, I believe, 2 additional mana a second, which is an 120 mana a minute. And at 120 mana a minute, you really start to feel the effects over long fights. And then again, this is WarCraft 3. Long battles do tend to happen as both players are trying to engage each other. Unlike StarCraft 2, where even a 400 hit point unit or even a 500 hit point unit can fall in just a matter of seconds. 400 hit point units in the early portion of the game and even into the mid game, unless you start really focus firing with griffins on, say, a heavy armored unit, don't die all too quickly. We are going to see the footman now make its way out. The Archmage of Agent is going to now start to do a little bit of militia creeping, will come in, attempt to take down this giant sea turtle. Agent once again does have the advantage so far in this series, up 1-0. We are going to now see Mantle of Intelligence has been dropped, and with that Mantle of Intelligence, what will be happening next as the militia are being left behind to finish off all of those creeps. Archmage now coming in, dropping a second water elemental once more. Gonna go ahead and focus down and finish another Ogre Warrior. New militia now making the trek off, as well as we are gonna see the Circlet of Nobility drop. Both sides really effective in their creep patterns so far, and it looks like JN actually creeping out with a little bit more militia. That does mean that he will be behind in terms of lumber, and Agent should then have a slight lumber advantage, 124 versus actually 196. Oh, no upgrading on that tower. That does explain it. And now what is going to be happening next? Arcane Tower already dealing a little bit of damage to that footman. Footman now on the run as the Archmage looks across the map and perhaps may try to come in for a bit of harassment. Now, we do need to remember that this is cross spawns here on Turtle Rock, and we now see Agent going for a rather gutsy move. The Gargantuan Sea Turtles, the 744 creep camp, is rather difficult to take down. The militia will be focusing down 2 of the Sea Turtles really quickly, and now I believe all the Gargantuan Sea Turtle is going to do is deal a lot of damage to militia as they are going to be sent home one at a time. All right, there is a new water elemental. Is this? Yes, that one guy will be sent home as well. That guy will be sent home. And a very, very fast creep aggressive pattern coming in from Agent is rewarded with a very quick level 3 and a potion of invulnerability. Now this footman is looking to come in and deal some damage. This is not looking good for him, though. Is he going to get off a shot onto some of those units? It looks like he may try to do so, and now in return taking even more damage. This low hit point footman is going to be simply retreating, and the Archmage of Agent does have to feel very confident that he has the hero advantage. Level 2 versus level 3. 4 experience. 4 experience never seems so great as the Archmage may push in a water elemental. Yes, he does, only to find that there is already an arcane tower there. All right, one tower going to get taken down very quickly. Now perhaps going to try to focus down a second tower. As you can see how much damage is being dealt. That Archmage now being pushed all the way to the back. Footman now trying to take down this one particular farm. The Arcane Tower is dealing a good amount of damage as the militia are now being called over. Meanwhile, back over here, same thing is happening. Militia and Footman fighting back and forth. Who is going to come out first as JN is now out of mana? This potentially could be huge. The Arcane Tower now down to 50 hit points, 40 hit points, 10 hit points. There it goes. Archmage now sitting at level 3 without enough mana to actually push in a water elemental, as now the militia are backing off. We can see a new tower is about to be constructed. One scout farm the one wall farm has been taken down, and now JN is going to be able to pressure this barracks. Meanwhile, back over here, a new arcane tower is up. More arcane feedback, meaning no more mana onto that Archmage. Archmage down to 67 mana, does have Brilliance Aura, which should help, but down goes another peasant. Both sides are engaging militia, now trying to push back once more. Footmen now on the run as the Archmage. Is it actually going to take down a building? I believe this is the first time I've actually seen a building taken down in the first 6 minutes of the game that is actually a production building. Production building already down, and now JN has nothing except perhaps trying to get this Altar of Kings. What are we going to have now? The footmen do not have defend. Archmage has to be very careful. Scroll of Town Portal now coming in as well. It looks as though the Altar of Kings will get taken down. No, Footmen and all those units are hiding in the back here, but they do need that healing salve, and with that healing salve, that means that they cannot engage, but there is a Panda. Oh, Panda coming in, dealing a lot of Breath of Fire damage. There you go. And JN now down to no buildings whatsoever except for a tower, a keep, and an arcane vault with some farms. Alright, no way to train up units. That is really severely going to hurt. Meanwhile, Agent is already at tier 2. He is training up. Nope, he is not training up a secondary hero. Is he going to perhaps hire one from the tavern? That appears to be the case, but I don't know what he's going to be hiring just quite yet. Archmage and Panda now being on the aggressive. They're going to try to creep out as quickly as possible, perhaps getting a higher level. Panda now needs to get to level 2. Meanwhile, the footman off over here. Is defend researched? I don't believe so. Archmage is not training up anything, and now simply making its way over to this red creep camp. Coming back over here, the footmen are trying to hang out by the tavern, and a Panda has been purchased. So the Panda going up against the Archmage. Is he going to get some damage off? No, not really, as the Panda is trying to perhaps get in front and now backing away once more. Not that smart of a call here, as we now see the Troll Warlords, and both sides are fighting it up. All right, poor, oh, footman actually not getting focused down any longer. 1, 2 Trolls now taking down Archmage, as at level 3 could get to level 4, or very close to level 4 if it actually picked up that tome. We'll see whether or not a Tome of Experience will be picked up. The Panda may decide to pick it up, even though I believe the Archmage would be better used for it. Boots of Quel'Thalas, not altogether that useful. Archmage, oh, Panda now gets to level 2, as we now see more healing across all of Agent's footmen. Agent looking very strong, keeping all of his low hit point units alive. And I don't know how much has actually been lost by Agent. In comes the Panda, and the Panda is all of a sudden meted and greeted by a level 3 Archmage. Water Elementals, a level 2 Panda, as that's going to be a bit of a problem. All right, Militia now looking to back away off over here. You can see all of these low hit point footmen kind of caught in limbo. They do not want to engage against this Archmage, as they still want to heal back up. Archmage now down to out of mana. No way to really get any additional water elementals. That's going to be a problem, as now the peasants are repairing. Is it going to be enough? Down to 30, 40 hit points, and there it goes. Peasants are not able to repair in time. That's actually a very, very devastating loss, as all the towers are very important. Meanwhile, Agent taking a play, I guess, out of a Reign of Chaos old school style, where he's just trying to creep. He's going to have a very, very strong creep advantage over JN. JN, oh, losing a water elemental due to a surround from 3 peasants. Beautifully done. Level 4 now on the Archmage. Level 2 on the Panda, very close to level 3. And where are these units going to be going next? We can see that the Watcher Ward is down by JN, and JN is actually going to have a bit of map control here on Turtle Rock with those Watcher Wards. That may be perhaps the one saving grace here, as the Panda Archmage now trying to clean up the rest of this particular shop. Now, Rune of the Watcher will be placed down. Talisman of Evasion, once again, a very nice item. The Panda is not going to fall. You can see the Talisman of Evasion quickly going to be sold. Yeah, I really don't think the Talisman of Evasion is altogether that useful. But I have seen a lot of players really like it. It's about a 15 to 18% overall increase in hit points, effective hit points. if they have no base evasion. Now, taking a look at the Archmage. Archmage going up against the Gargantuan Sea Turtle. It goes down. Panda sitting at level 3 now, with a potion of greater mana, a potion of invulnerability. That is a very, very nice items here. Meanwhile, let's take a look into what's happening over in Agent's base. Footmen have somehow been remasked and now just looking to swarm in here. This is actually not looking good for Agent. JN is actually coming in and he may actually supply block Agent now down to 47 over 54. Gonna lose another farm, but now the Arcane Sanctums will get taken down. Somehow, going pure, absolutely pure Arcane Sanctums. I thought he had a lot of Footmen, but I'm not quite sure where they are as we now see the Scroll of Town Portal come into play. Footmen, are we gonna perhaps get a Breath of Fire? Yes, we do. There's that Breath of Fire getting in some damage. Footmen are all running away once more as the Archmage, and you can see how many peasants have been taken down and they need to be resurrected. And if this was a game of StarCraft, I would say that Agent has, or JN has the advantage just because JN has more workers. But then again, it is not really altogether that necessary to have 60 some odd workers to 80 some odd workers like it is in StarCraft 2. Archmage has figured out that his opponent did creep out this particular creep camp, decided to move away and making sure that there is no expansion. Panda sitting at level 3, getting in even more damage, and another Breath of Fire here. The Panda may actually perhaps take down some of these units here as the Arcane Towers are going to get some feedback onto that Panda. Panda, what is it going to do? Now needs to get away, already losing about 100 some odd mana. And the Archmage is now going to go ahead and drop down some Water Elementals and put pressure on the Arcane Sanctums. JN is once again going to be out of Production Building's Staff of Teleportation. Panda now has arrived, and where is he going to be going? There's a Breath of Fire, not doing much, as the Archmage is now caught on the wrong side. Archmage, Militia, Priest now trying to engage. Footmen need to get into position. The Panda could come in with another Breath of Fire, just simply waiting for it. There it goes in a beautiful concave on the Breath of Fire, as Militia now coming in for a very strong counterattack. This is not a good fight for Agent. You can see how many peasants are here, and this may have been Agent overextending without a Scroll of Town Portal. Oh, this is going to be absolutely devastating. Agent now losing a lot of units. Footmen, Militia now trying to engage as well. Archmage in the back. Agent trying to engage, more disenchant coming across. Another Water Elemental gets taken down. JN, Potion of Invulnerability got to be used. There it is. Utilized just in time as they are both fighting still. Archmage, Footman, both sides are engaging. The Panda now seeing that 240 mana. There's another Breath of Fire coming in. JN perhaps, gonna get taken down. And yes, he does get taken down. Agent able to take down JN's Panda. And JN now in a bit of trouble as that Panda was on the wrong side. Panda now has repositioned himself, and JN, who had such a strong advantage early on, is now forced to perhaps retreat a bit more. Down goes another Footman there as we see Agent doing a bit of chasing, taking down perhaps another Water Elemental. Panda now seeing that level 3 won't get to level 4 from this Water Elemental. One more shot and there it goes. Down it goes, and now very close to level 4. All right. Altar of Kings has not been constructed. JN sitting on plenty of gold and lumber. He will most likely just resurrect his hero as we now see a Staff of Teleportation coming in from that tavern. Yes, resurrected the hero. Not going to really be able to engage here, and now both sides still battling it out. All right, Drunken Brawler has actually been picked up. Footman now falling. And what is Agent doing in this fight? Agent continuing to lose units, and he's got to be very careful. JN has the home field advantage here, definite home field advantage. Footman gonna get taken down. Level 4 on JN's Panda. We could get to level, we could perhaps get another Breath of Fire here. The Spellbreaker's now trying to get some feedback damage onto some of those units. There is another, I believe that was that was not a Breath of Fire. No, instead, both sides still battling out. Agent could go after just a Water Elemental. Not quite sure why he isn't. You can see that Water Elemental very low on hit points. Down it finally goes. And both sides are still fighting it up. Footman, a very low hit point Footman, getting into harm's way as the Panda now once again surrounded. Potion of Invulnerability. Agent able to barely survive. And this mirror match is testing my casting as a level 5, level 4 hero from Agent pushing into JN. JN now in a bit of a trouble here. 46 over 54. There is about 1,200 gold, and in Warcraft 3, it is actually okay to sit on a large bank as long as you're constantly still producing units, just because you do not want to be taxed. Footmen, Breath of Fire, both sides fighting it up. Scroll of Healing now being utilized as Agent loses another unit there. Archmage, level 5, level 5. Oh, sorry, level 4, level 5 versus a level 4 Panda and a level 4 Panda. Both sides still battling out. This fight doesn't seem like it ever wants to end, as we are now, I believe, like 4 minutes into this fight, and both sides are still engaging strong. Panda now along the sides of so many Spellbreakers, and the Spellbreakers are going to start eating into those priests perhaps in the backfield. Agent still doing a great job going after those casters. You can see a whole bunch of casters here. What is going to be happening next as another Spellbreaker gets taken down? All right, Spellbreakers are here. This is a very good concave surround onto JN's units. JN's actually getting attacked from multiple sides, and just trying to look at how many brown units are on the field. This is going to be a bit of a problem as the Panda is still getting off more Breaths of Fire, and these Breaths of Fire are really causing a problem. All right, Panda sitting at level 4, Archmage sitting at level 5 for red. Meanwhile, level 4, level 5, both sides sitting level 5, level 4, and the key question is who's going to be able to come out of this and still have a very large army. No players have established an expansion just quite yet. Agent is sitting at 54 over 60, so he is currently in low upkeep. Meanwhile, JN, sitting at no upkeep, has a lot more gold. This may actually be the saving grace for JN. He's been able to get up a very large bank. He's going to have perhaps a lot of casting or a lot of buildings, as we now see more items being purchased. Scroll of Town Portal, Panda. Perhaps we will see creeping out of this particular creep camp here. It may actually get the Panda to level 5. Awfully close now, especially if it creeps out a red creep camp. Agent now trying to creep out. Where is that Panda? The Panda is by himself. I do not believe the Panda of Agent will get to level 5. Just because it is a bit too far, as an Ogre Lord will be falling here. More damage being dealt. There is that Shockwave. Tome of Knowledge, +1 Hood of Cunning. I believe it is +4 Intelligence, +4 Strength. But the +4 Agility, +4 Strength, not altogether that useful, as JN now moves in. JN now perhaps going in for the kill. Agent nowhere to be found. No towers to be found. And this potentially could be a game changer. Spellbreaker now trying to get away. Is it going to be able to get away? It looks like it shall, as the Altar of Kings will most likely fall. Agent now supply blocked, 55 over 54. Breath of Fire now making its way in again. More peasants taken down. JN looking very strong, trying to even up the series. And the Panda Archmage now finally have arrived. Level 5, level 4, getting very close to level 5, as the main Town Hall of Agent will go down. Wow, Town Hall getting taken down. A sniping of the main production, of the main building, as JN still sitting on keep. Now, if we can perhaps see an upgrade to Castle with Staff of Sanctuary for both the Panda and that Archmage Panda combination, alongside adding in a Paladin perhaps, will be very difficult to stop. Coming across over here, the Panda may try to creep out this 744 creep camp, giving himself level 2 as long as the Archmage is nowhere nearby. Archmage drops in some water elementals, and now here we go. Coming back, Spellbreakers may catch JN in a very nasty position. You can see the Panda now taking a look. The Panda is sitting at level 4, almost level 5, Boots of Speed. Are we going to see yes, we are going to see a Breath of Fire, and now in comes the engagement. Archmage now looking to come in as well. And the Spellbreakers, no Mountain King to actually get off a Stormbolt for a surround. That is a bit of an issue. We can see a Scroll of Town Portal has been purchased by Agent or JN, and now JN simply going to retreat. No, Agent is simply going to retreat and return all the way home. I believe it was, yeah, down off over here. Agent looking to creep out, now sitting at level 5. Also has Scroll of the Beast coming in on that Panda. The Panda may just utilize that Scroll of the Beast in order to force the Spellbreakers to auto-cast and remove it. While the Spellbreakers are auto-casting and removing that buff, they can still be taking a significant amount of damage, as JN takes a lot of damage simply by walking through the army of Agent. JN54, Tome of Strength, Boots of Speed. Archmage could utilize Boots of Speed if he wanted to pick them up, but he is not picking them up at all. Here comes the Spellbreaker. Spellbreaker's now trying to do a bit of a reversal, catching catching JN as he is away to take down that main building. Alright, Agent, Breath of Fire hitting all of the casters in the center portion of that composition, and now Breakers are going to be falling as well. Still a fair number of priests, both sides fighting it up. This is not looking good. If you take a look at the army, Agent does not have anything left to mine from, and he is only sitting at a 51/36 supply. What he's got is what he's got. JN sitting at 62/78. Both sides unable to train units for various reasons, and now Agent still giving chase once more. Water Elemental, down it goes. Spellbreakers, priests, both sides still trying to fight it up. There's another Breath of Fire, only hitting a handful of priests there in that engagement. Agent now trying to push forward again, and will he actually be able to push forward here? Agent now losing, or Agent going to be able to take down this one particular Spellbreaker, and JN, it really feels like he has a lot of units. With all of these Spellbreakers out, you'd expect that he would actually have the upper hand when going up against a Panda, but that doesn't seem to be the case. And no signs of tier 3 as we are still seeing at 58/78. Alright, army of JN needs to come down in just a moment. There are footmen down here by JN, and JN just cleaning up buildings one at a time. Back off over here, footmen, both sides still attacking. You can see JN still sitting at how much gold does he have? 300 gold, 238 or 6 gold. Agent cannot do anything else in this fight, but perhaps he can get enough gold to actually do some damage. JN's going to take down Agent's scout tower here. Panda now down to 103 mana, turning around to fight. That is not a smart move at all. And where is the rest of Agent's units?
A player's forces are under attack.
Agent bringing over a couple Spellbreakers to take down a peasant. There it goes. You can see now Agent moving over with a whole bunch of the Archmages and the Panda, both sides trying to engage, but some mass repairing coming in, and JN is still going to be able to harvest a fair amount of lumber and a fair amount of gold. Agent also going to end up losing all of his scout farms here. It looks like another farm will get taken down. Meanwhile, we are going to see what was there a roar cast? Nope. Panda now still trying to engage. Spellbreakers are down off over here. Are they going to do anything? I don't believe much. You can see the footmen have taken down another farm. We're now seeing a 35/24 as the Spellbreakers. Agent is actually trying to build as many buildings as he can all across the map. The problem is I do believe he is revealed since he doesn't have a town hall. Anytime he tries to hide a building, it will be instantaneously destroyed, as Agent now just has only a couple of buildings left in his name, and that is not a good situation to be in. Spellbreakers trying to engage. Archmage now down to level, or sitting at level 5, down to 430 hit points. Isn't going to be able to do much of anything. The Spellbreakers could just easily take down one of those priests in just a matter of seconds, as we now see more attacking coming in. Alright, 300 some odd gold. Spellbreakers battling up against Spellbreakers. No knights whatsoever. A mass Spellbreaker army. And what is going to be happening here? Staff of Teleportation, or yeah, no, not a Staff of Teleportation. Mass Teleport coming in from Agent, and Agent, if he's able to actually get back into this game, would be an absolute mind-blowing game to watch, as he has not had many chances to really do any sort of mining for quite a while. You can see that there's still 262 gold, or 262.10 gold still listed here in this gold mine. 262 seconds, almost 4.5 minutes, maybe, yeah, about 4 minutes 22 seconds left of mining there, as we now also have JN creeping out the 6433 creep camp. Alright, Forest Troll Warlord will fall. Berserker should be falling next. Down it goes. What's the item? Belt of Giant Strength. And only the only the Archmages here. Where is the Paladin? Or not the Paladin, the Panda. Panda is down off over here, and I believe that, no, that is not. Where is the red?
Player's forces are
Oh,
under
yeah, that is the red. So red, and now mass teleport is going to perhaps try to head back over here. Yes, we are going to try and engage. Archmage very, very well protected. Arcane Tower will fall. There's a breath of fire hitting only a couple of the buildings. And still, the Panda is a one-man wrecking crew, or part of a two-man wrecking crew to finish off Agent. JN pretty much knows that he has this game as long as he doesn't let it get away from him. Agent now down to basically a handful of buildings. Back over here, Water Elementals are battling it out. The Panda trying to win the war by just removing all presence of Brown off the map completely. And Agent now down to, I believe, only 2 buildings, and that is the potential issue. All right, Panda now trying to run away. There's another breath of fire. Now level 6 on the Panda. Earth, Storm, and Fire is that there, as we now see mass teleport in order to get back to the Arcane Sanctum. All right, Panda now getting away. The Panda sitting at 110 hit points. Gonna circle back around, perhaps try and engage. And all we need to see now is that JN does... swallows his pride, does a little bit of long distance mining from here, and he should be pretty much set for the rest. Panda Archmage do not want to move. No casters here to heal them, and even if he had enough gold, he doesn't have enough farms in order to train up any more casters. JN still looking very strong at this point. 43 over 78, 300 some odd gold to repair. And now here we have it. Both sides are fighting it up. All right, Earth, Storm, and Fire has come in. Is it going to perhaps get in some immolation aura damage onto that Panda? Panda taking a lot of damage here, and Archmage and Storm perhaps is trying to get ahead. Archmage getting ahead of that Panda and trying to, path it away. It looks like it will just be able to retreat all the way back as the Spellbreakers go after Agent's last couple of buildings. All right, let's see what's going to be happening here. There is a little bit of an attack here, and now Arcane Sanctum will fall. Spellbreakers only dealing 13 to 15 damage, but when you have this many, it definitely starts to add up. Spellbreakers going after the last building of Agent now. JN just trying to survive here. Is this going to be enough? Spellbreakers are falling, and what is going on? Agent is somehow able to clean this up, and no, Agent does say GG. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it as JN takes game 2.